People often imagine that success comes from finding the perfect plan. Yet some careers are built not by following a blueprint, but by repeatedly asking a deceptively simple question: what problem am I actually trying to solve? That question quietly shaped the journey of Shitel Patel. His story does not begin in an operating room. It begins much earlier, helping wherever help was needed while growing up in his family's motel. The work was rarely glamorous. One day might involve greeting guests at the front desk. Another meant fixing broken equipment or cleaning rooms. Those experiences didn't simply teach responsibility. They introduced a mindset that would appear again and again throughout his career. When something is broken, you don't complain about it. You learn how it works, then you fix it. Many people eventually become experts inside one profession. Patel repeatedly stepped outside his own profession whenever he encountered a problem that medicine alone couldn't solve. That tendency would eventually make him a surgeon, an entrepreneur, and a software founder. Plastic surgery is frequently misunderstood. Public conversations often reduce it to appearance. Patel's own explanation points somewhere different. He has described the specialty as a place where form and function intersect, comparing difficult cases to solving complex puzzles. Behind every procedure sits a person whose confidence, recovery, or quality of life may be influenced by the outcome. That perspective matters because it changes the definition of success. If the goal is simply performing an operation, the work ends in the operating room. If the goal is improving someone's life, the operation is only one step in a much longer journey. That distinction appears throughout Patel's career. Early in his professional life, he expected to build a private practice focused on pediatric craniofacial surgery. It seemed like the logical direction after specialized training. Reality disagreed. The collaborative environment required for that type of work wasn't readily available in private practice. Rather than forcing circumstances to fit his expectations, he changed course. Many careers stall because people confuse persistence with stubbornness. Persistence means staying committed to a mission. Stubbornness means staying committed to a plan. Patel abandoned the plan without abandoning the mission. He redirected his practice toward aesthetic and reconstructive surgery while continuing to pursue what originally motivated him, helping people feel more whole than they did before. That pivot illustrates one of the least celebrated skills in leadership: knowing when to let go. Business books often celebrate determination, but history repeatedly shows that adaptability usually outperforms rigid commitment. Markets change. Technology changes. People change. Those who refuse to change alongside them often discover that yesterday's strategy quietly becomes tomorrow's obstacle. Building a medical practice introduced an entirely different set of problems. Medical school teaches anatomy. It does not teach marketing. Residency develops surgical judgment. It does not explain branding, sales, hiring, advertising, or business systems. Like countless entrepreneurs, Patel suddenly found himself responsible for disciplines nobody had formally taught him. He has openly acknowledged learning many of those lessons through mistakes. That willingness to admit ignorance is easy to overlook, yet it often separates sustainable businesses from fragile ones. Pretending to know everything prevents learning anything. Instead of assuming expertise transferred automatically from surgery to business, Patel became a student again. He studied marketing. He explored branding. He learned operations. He examined patient communication. He paid attention to where time disappeared inside a growing practice. Eventually, another pattern became impossible to ignore. Patients asked many of the same questions. Staff repeated many of the same conversations. Marketing reports generated impressive numbers that didn't necessarily reveal whether meaningful business results followed. The issue wasn't effort. Everyone worked hard. The issue was repetition. Repetition consumes attention. Attention is one of the most valuable resources any leader possesses. Rather than accepting that reality as inevitable, Patel treated it like another problem waiting to be solved. That decision eventually led beyond medicine. He began developing software. At first glance, surgery and software development appear unrelated. One involves scalpels. The other involves code. Yet both disciplines reward structured thinking. Both require identifying hidden causes instead of obvious symptoms. Both punish small mistakes. Both demand precision. Patel's software project emerged from a practical observation. Patients experience far more than a consultation and a procedure. They experience uncertainty before scheduling, questions during recovery, moments of hesitation, concerns they forget to mention in person, communication gaps. Every missed interaction creates friction. His goal became reducing that friction while giving healthcare teams more time to focus on conversations requiring empathy rather than repetition. Interestingly, the technology wasn't designed to replace relationships. It was designed to create more room for them. That distinction matters. Technology often receives criticism for making interactions less personal. Used thoughtfully, however, technology can eliminate routine tasks precisely so human beings have greater capacity for meaningful ones. Throughout interviews, Patel repeatedly returns to a similar philosophy. Education creates confidence. Patients who better understand their options make stronger decisions. That belief influenced how his practice communicates long before and long after appointments. Instead of viewing education as something delivered during a consultation, he treats it as an ongoing process. The practical business lesson reaches well beyond healthcare. Customers rarely purchase only products. They purchase clarity. Confusion delays decisions. Understanding builds trust. Trust accelerates action. This emphasis on trust appears elsewhere as well. Marketing attracts attention. Branding earns confidence. Those ideas sound similar but operate differently. Attention can be purchased. Trust must be accumulated. It grows through consistency rather than slogans. Videos, educational content, clear communication, and authentic interactions all become investments in reputation rather than merely advertising. That perspective also explains why Patel often speaks about identity. Businesses become stronger when they understand who they are and who they are not trying to serve. Trying to appeal to everyone usually produces generic messaging. Specificity creates connection. People recognize authenticity when they encounter it. Another revealing aspect of Patel's philosophy concerns time. His motivation for building software was never simply efficiency. He has explained that eliminating repetitive work allows him to spend more time where he believes it matters most, with patients, with family, and with the people closest to him. That reflects an increasingly important entrepreneurial insight. Growth without intentionality eventually consumes the very life someone hoped entrepreneurship would create. Many founders discover they have built successful companies while unintentionally sacrificing the freedom that inspired them to start. Buying back time becomes a more meaningful metric than maximizing activity. The same thinking appears in his approach to leadership. Instead of asking employees to repeat mechanical tasks indefinitely, he prefers using systems that free people to solve problems requiring judgment. Machines excel at repetition. People excel at empathy, creativity, and decision-making. Organizations become stronger when everyone operates closer to those uniquely human strengths. Patients themselves reinforce another recurring theme. Many describe not only improved physical outcomes, but feeling genuinely heard throughout their experience. While individual stories naturally differ, they consistently point towards something larger than procedures. Being listened to changes how people experience uncertainty. Feeling understood changes how they evaluate care. The technical result matters enormously. The emotional experience matters too. Neither should exist without the other. Patel's willingness to discuss mistakes also deserves attention. He has spoken candidly about assumptions that proved incorrect early in his career. Rather than hiding those moments, he treats them as part of the learning process. That openness challenges an unrealistic expectation surrounding expertise. Experts are not people who never encounter failure. Experts are people who become increasingly skilled at learning from it. Throughout modern business, leaders often search for breakthrough ideas while overlooking recurring frustrations inside their own organizations. Patel's entrepreneurial journey suggests something different. Sometimes your next business already exists. It appears every day as the problem you complain about most often. Instead of asking, "What company should I start?" Perhaps a better question is, what frustration have I become uniquely qualified to solve? Growing up in a motel taught him resourcefulness. Medicine taught him precision. Entrepreneurship taught him adaptation. Technology became another tool rather than another destination. Across all those chapters, the underlying philosophy remains surprisingly consistent. Identify the real problem. Simplify complexity. Stay curious enough to change direction. Remain focused on people rather than processes. Success then becomes less about chasing opportunities and more about continually removing obstacles that prevent others from living better lives. That may ultimately be the most interesting part of Shitel Patel's story. His career is not simply about becoming a successful plastic surgeon, nor is it only about launching a software company. It is about refusing to accept unnecessary friction as permanent. Whether the challenge involved an unexpected career pivot, repetitive workflows, patient communication, or business operations, he repeatedly returned to the same habit first learned long before medical school. Look closely, understand the system, fix what can be improved. Then keep asking better questions. Here's a review of what we can learn from Shitel Patel. Number 1. Adaptability often matters more than sticking to an original plan. Changing direction after new information appears is frequently a sign of maturity rather than failure. Number 2. The best businesses solve recurring frustrations. Problems encountered every day often become opportunities when approached with curiosity instead of resignation. Number 3. Technology works best when it strengthens human relationships rather than replacing them. Removing repetitive tasks creates more time for meaningful conversations. Number 4. Trust grows through consistency. Clear education, honest communication, and dependable actions build stronger long-term relationships than marketing promises alone.